Okay, let's just jump right in. If you grab that little cup of yogurt from the store, the one you think is doing your gut this huge healthy favor,
Hmm.
are you actually just eating a tiny, glorified ball of candy?
That is pretty much the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, you've hit on this core confusion that honestly drives a $45 billion industry.
Wow.
Yeah, most people think that when they eat fermented food, they're reseeding their gut. That's the word they use. They imagine they're dumping in all these new powerful bacteria that are just going to move in and fix everything.
It's a nice thought. A spoonful of yogurt and all your problems are solved. But I have a feeling that's not quite the story we're unpacking today.
Not quite.
Our mission for this deep dive is to get into the surprising truth about gut bacteria. Specifically, that the real secret might not be the bacteria you eat, but the bacteria you already have.
And that's the absolute key. The bacteria you already have are incredibly territorial.
Territorial, okay.
Right. I mean, the biggest flaw in that whole reseeding myth is just basic biology. Your large intestine, it's not some empty plot of land waiting for new tenants.
Right. It's not a for rent sign.
Not at all. It is a dense, established city. It is the most crowded ecosystem on the entire planet. And the few strains in your average yogurt, well, they rarely, if ever, manage to move in permanently.
So you're telling me that this little spoonful of bacteria arrives, looks around, and just gets bounced by the locals.
Essentially, yes. Your existing gut bacteria form what scientists call a colonization-resistant barrier.
Sounds serious.
Think of it like a force field
Yeah.
and a severe housing shortage all at once. The locals are there, they're settled, and they're using all the resources. The new guys just kind of pass right through.
Okay, that changes everything. So if the new bacteria can't move in, then why are we eating fermented foods at all? What's the actual point?
The point is changing the environment. It's not about adding new seeds. It's about, fertilizing the soil that's already there.
Fertilizing the soil. I like that.
Yeah, by eating the right things, you're providing food and other beneficial compounds that adjust the whole internal terrain. You're changing the pH, the oxygen levels, and you're making the gut a better home for the good microbes that are already living there.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me. Because it turns out the good bacteria you need, these really important keystone microbes, they're probably already inside you. They're just sleeping.
Precisely. They're dormant. If you've gone through, say, a lot of stress or antibiotics, or you've been eating a lot of junk food,
Guilty.
these crucial microbes, they go into what's called a spore formation. It's like they hibernate. They're like grass seeds on a farm in the middle of winter. The seeds are there, they're perfectly fine, but the environment is just too hostile for them to sprout.
So they're just waiting. How long can they wait?
Years. They can wait for years. And what wakes them up isn't the new seed you swallow. It's fixing the terrain. It's getting the soil right.
So it's not a supply problem, it's an environmental one.
Exactly. You could swallow billions of probiotics, but if the soil is bad, if it's packed with sugar and chemicals, your dormant residents can't come out of hibernation and do their job.
Okay, so let's dig into that. Let's talk about the thing most people think of as good soil, that carton of yogurt in the fridge. Because this is where the facts get genuinely, frustrating.
This is the commercial horror show.
Let's start with the big one,
Yeah.
the dead corpse of bacteria.
It sounds dramatic, but it's often true. Many big brands use something called post-pasteurization.
Double pasteurization.
Exactly. They heat the milk, kill everything, add some new cultures, and then, and this is the crazy part, they heat it again for shelf stability.
You're kidding. So what you're eating is...
Unless that label screams live and active cultures at you, you are basically eating the ghost of what could have been.
And even if it is live, there's a potency problem.
A massive one. Commercial fermentation can be rushed down to like 1 or 2 hours. Traditional methods take anywhere from 8 to 36 hours. That shortcut means you're getting a tiny fraction of the beneficial microbes.
And they try to blind you with the big CFU number on the label, colony-forming units.
Right. But you need something like 100 million of them to even have a temporary effect. And between shipping, sitting on a shelf, the odds of you actually getting that number are, I'm not joking, probably less than winning the lottery.
So they're basically dead on arrival.
There was a study in Europe that found after just 6 weeks on the shelf, there was virtually no viable bacteria left. They literally starve or dehydrate in the cup before you even open it.
Okay, let's talk about that starvation. What is killing them inside the cup?
The number one culprit is sugar. whether it's high fructose corn syrup or even modified food starch, which is just hidden sugar.
Oh, yeah.
It causes severe osmotic stress. It basically sucks all the water out of the microbes. It dehydrates them.
And because they rush the process, the yogurt isn't thick, so they have to add things.
Exactly. Natural fermentation makes it thick. The shortcut doesn't. So they add gums and thickeners. Pectin, gargum, things like that.
Which I assume isn't good for the bacteria either.
It's terrible for them. It traps the few living ones in this gel. They can't move. They can't find nutrients. They just starve to death while stuck in place.
But the real kicker, the part that is almost criminally ironic, are some of the other additives.
Yes. Carrageenan and polysorbate 80.
They're added for texture, right? As emulsifiers.
Correct. But here's the thing. The whole reason you are buying the product is to help your gut.
And?
These specific additives are known to wear down the protective mucosal layer in your gut.
Wait, what? So you're buying a product for gut health, and it has ingredients that can thin your intestinal lining and maybe even lead to things like leaky gut.
Precisely. It's like buying a fire extinguisher that's filled with gasoline. You're trying to put out the fire, but you're actually feeding it.
That's insane. And it all just comes down to making a cheap, sweet product.
It's a $45 billion industry built on sugar. That little cup with 25 grams of sugar isn't feeding your good bacteria. It's feeding the pathogens, the bad guys.
Infuriating. Okay, so let's pivot. If the goal is changing the environment, what actually works?
Right, let's talk about what actually builds that healthy terrain. If you absolutely have to buy yogurt, the checklist is simple. Unflavored, unsweetened, whole milk.
From grass-fed cows, sheep, or goats, if you can find it.
Yes, the fewer additives, the better. That's step one.
What about actual probiotic supplements? Do they work better?
They often do, yeah. Mainly because of concentration. They can be 100 to even 1,000 times more concentrated than yogurt.
And they're preserved differently.
Right, they're freeze-dried, so they bypass all those issues of starving in the cup. They have a much better shot of at least making an impact, even if it's temporary.
And what about yogurt's cooler, older sibling, kefir?
Kefir is a fantastic choice. It's generally much better than standard yogurt. It's thinner, it's more sour, and it has a much more diverse culture. It contains both bacteria and yeast.
Some more strains.
Way more. Where yogurt might have 2 or 3, traditional kefir can have up to 50. It's a far more sophisticated tool for changing that internal environment.
Okay, but let's get to the ultimate terrain booster, the
Okay.
unsung hero of the gut, sauerkraut.
Yes, but, and this is a huge but, it has to be the real stuff. The unpasteurized kind from the refrigerated section. If it's on a shelf in the aisle, all the good microbes are dead.
Got it. Fridge kraut only. Why is it so powerful?
It's a powerhouse. It provides polyphenols, which are these complex plant compounds that are the absolute favorite food for those good dormant bacteria we want to wake up.
It was the perfect fuel.
The perfect fuel. It also delivers postbiotics like short-chain fatty acids, which directly feed your colon cells. And it's got sulforaphane, which is super anti-inflammatory.
But there's one more secret ingredient, right?
Yeah.
A kind of hidden vitamin?
There is. It's called S-methionine, but it's better known as vitamin U.
Vitamin U.
They called it that because of its effect on ulcers. Its main job is healing the mucosal lining of the colon. And through fermentation, sauerkraut ends up with 3 times the concentration of this stuff compared to raw cabbage.
That's incredible.
It is. And a pro tip, drink the juice from the jar. It's a super concentrated dose of all those good things.
That really does bring it all full circle. You have to remember, your body has this reservoir of good microbes, right?
Right.
In places like the appendix, just waiting.
They're waiting for the environment to become hospitable again. And the right foods can do that. You just have to turn the thermostat up for those dormant workers.
So what does this all mean for you? If the secret to health and vitality is simply waking up the good bacteria you already possess, what else in your life is just sitting dormant, waiting for the right environment, the right climate, and the right fuel to thrive?